The besties over at e.l.f. sent me this new 10 out of 10 brush kit to give a try, and I thought how fun would it be to do a full face of e.l.f. I've been meaning to for quite a while. So let's get into it and see everything that we have in here. There are 9 brushes and 1 complexion sponge included in the kit. So first up, we have the angled silicone face sponge. This is so cool. It has 2 flat surfaces, which is my favorite kind of surface for applying foundation. And then on the bottom, there's a silicone surface here, and it says at the bottom, applies and blends in your face makeup without absorbing any excess. So we are definitely going to give this a try. I can't wait. This is such a unique product. The kit comes with a wide tapered eyeshadow brush, and this is for all over eyeshadow application, as well as being able to do like specific targeted color application, it says on the package. So you can use like the tip and the wide angle part. Next up, we have the Wing It liner brush, and this is great for creating cat eye looks. Next in the set, we have an eyebrow duo brush. So you have the spoolie on one end and then more of like a precision angled brush so you can fill in your brows. We have a blending brush for eyeshadow. This is like a nice fluffy one for blending out in your eyelid creases. Moving on to some more complexion brushes, we have a flawless concealer brush. So this would be for when you want to blend out your concealer and I guess brush off little bits of glitter that you might have on your face. So this looks pretty awesome for doing under eyes as well as probably doing just blemishes around the face. Next up, we have a pointed powder brush, which is great for doing specific targeted areas of finishing or setting powder. Also really like using these types of tapered brushes to do blush. Next up, we have an angled blush brush, but really you could use this for contour as well, I believe. But this works great for creams, powders, and liquid blushes. Next up, we have the Ultimate Blending Brush, which it says it's meant for foundation and being able to get around all of the different contours of your face for a nice, even, seamless foundation coverage. And then last but not least, the 9th brush we have in the kit is the Putty Primer Applicator Brush. So it has a nice densely bristled brush on one end and then a scoop for scooping the putty primer out of the container to put on your face. So I'm actually really excited for this because I have not yet tried the e.l.f. Putty Primer and I have a whole basket of stuff for us to try today. So let's jump right into it. We're going to use this and we're going to put some putty primer on our face. I only have a really teeny tiny thing of the Poreless Putty Primer right now. I think I have more somewhere else, but we're just gonna get started with this. And I'm just going to scoop some out. Ooh, that scooped out really nicely. Okay, all right. We're gonna put some all over my face. All right, and I picked this primer over the matte primer just because I have very dry skin and I don't really need a mattifying primer. I really need something that blurs the texture and the pores of my skin. All right, so primer is on. I think that this looks great for a base. This brush is really nice. It actually spread everything very quickly, very easily. That only took me about a minute. So because I'm going to use the silicone sponge for my foundation, I'm going to use the Ultimate Blending Brush, and we're going to put on this Halo Glow liquid filter on my face just for a little bit of glow underneath the foundation. And I am using shade 0.5 in Fair. I'm just gonna put this all over my face. Now, full disclosure, I have not used this yet. This is looking a little yellow for my skin, but see what it does. I made a very weird noise. Ooh, okay, this is blending out really nice. I really like this brush too. Ooh, this is beautiful. Okay, this is a really nice glow. I thought it was gonna be too yellow, but it's definitely coming out like a nice glow. I definitely wouldn't wear this by itself though. It's a little bit too glowy, I think, for me alone. I think this will look great mixed with the foundation that I have from e.l.f. Wow, okay. And that took like, again, kind of about a minute. I'm just gonna wet my sponge with a little bit of water. All right, sponge is wet. We are ready to go. I'm hoping that the foundation sort of mixes with this as I add it. I feel like I should have maybe mixed them on the back of my hand, but it's too late now. So I'm going to go in with the e.l.f. Soft Glam Satin Foundation. This is in shade 10, which is Fair Cool. And let's give this silicone bottom a try. Okay, this is pretty cool. It's like moving the foundation around my skin without really picking any up into the actual sponge. So as I tap it, it's just kind of moving the foundation around versus like soaking it up, which is cool. Okay. All right. Let's blend this in. I'm actually switching to the brush that I used for the filter. See if maybe that will kind of like mix the two a little bit better since there's still some on the brush. And then I'm just taking this sponge to kind of press it into my skin, even it out a little bit. I don't think I have the right shade. I am a fair cool, but this seems a little bit warm, so I think I'm gonna have to go back to the drawing board on this shade for the foundation, but that's okay. We will just keep going. I think otherwise it's a pretty decent match to my neck, but it's throwing me off a little bit with how yellow it's coming up on camera. So my light was already on the cool setting. Sometimes when it's on neutral, things really come through warm, but actually I think that shade might be a good match. It's always so jarring when a foundation actually takes away all of the color in my face, but that's what color I am on my neck. So let's just keep going. We will do some concealing next. I have the Hydrating Camo Concealer in probably whatever the lightest shade is. This is in Fair Rose. And we'll be going in with the Flawless Concealer brush. All right, that blended out great. I'm actually going to put a little tiny, I think I put too much on. I'm not used to this concealer yet. So I'm going to put a little bit on the sides of my nose here where I have redness. I'm going to conceal my little beauty spot there. I have a little scratch here and just a little bit around here. I want to get a little bit of coverage on the sides of my nose. And I have redness underneath my lips and on my chin. Needs a little bit of help. Let me get this scratch here. This is blending out really beautifully, especially with this brush. A little bit of extra coverage there. Great. You can't even really see that. I would say this base is looking pretty dang good. Just blend this in a little bit more. This coverage is more than I was expecting. I feel like I look very, very pale. So let's get some color back on the face. All right, so for bronzer slash contour, I'm not a huge bronzer person because I am so pale. So I have the Halo Glow Beauty Wand in Fair Light. I also have the Camo Liquid Bronzer and Contour, which they both look to be pretty much exactly the same color. So I'm actually going to just use the wand because I already have it out. So we're just gonna draw a little line. This a little low on my face because it's contour, not bronzer. And I'm just gonna go back in with the Ultimate Blending Brush. And we are going to blend this out. This is still a little warm for me, actually with how pasty I am, but that looks all right. This blends out so nicely. I'm going to use a lot of blush. And then I'm just gonna use what I had swatched on the back of my hand to kind of do my forehead because I don't want to put too much on and make it look muddy and weird. This brush is really nice. I like that you can use it for different things. Don't mind my skin flaking off there. I'm having issues with my scalp, like right here only, because I stand in the shower at 9,000 degrees and it dries out literally just this part of my scalp. All right, that is a really nice like light color. So we're just gonna leave it at that. And then I do want to put a little here on the side of my nose. And I will use the concealer brush for that. All right, I think that looks good. I'm just gonna use the concealer brush to kind of blend this out because it is a nice, small, fluffy brush. All right, I think that looks great. Look at the difference that made on my lips. It's like instant fluffy lips. Okay. Perfect. Moving on, we're gonna do blush. I have the Halo Glow Beauty Wand. This is in the shade Pink Me Up, as well as the Camo Liquid Blush. And this one is in the shade Pinky Promise. And I'm gonna kind of combo these because I love blush. The Pinky Promise is like a really nice, like bright pink. And the Halo Glow is a little bit more subdued. It's more of like a rose, kind of goldy color. I'm gonna do a little bit of like an ombre blush moment. We'll put like a tiny bit my nose here. Do like one little, tiny little. All right, let's try that. And I'm just gonna use that same blending brush. Actually, just kidding. I have the angled blush brush. So I put way too much on. I may have to lean into the blush blindness. I'm cool with that. All right, I put way too much on. This stuff is pigmented. Wow, okay. Putting setting powder on will definitely take this down a little bit, so I'm not gonna worry about it for right now, but I will leave it. Okay, let me put, yeah. That looks very cute, although the colors are different on my forehead, but that's okay. It is very late at night, and I will be taking this off after this video to go to sleep. So I'm okay with it. All right, we got lots of blush. I'm starting to look sunburned. I'm okay with that. That is the mistake I make. You know, I'll put some back on my chin. Get some pinky color back there. All right, we are gonna do highlighter next. I have the Halo Glow Beauty Wand in the shade Rose Quartz. Put a little bit of that just right. Apples of my cheeks. A little bit here. All right. And let's just go in with that same angled blush brush. That is so pretty, and this blends out so nicely. These look great. My concealer slash. All right, I think that looks really good. Let's set the face, and then I will do my eyes. Actually, just kidding. Let's do brows first. We're gonna use this brow pencil. This is the Instant Lift brow pencil. And I'm not gonna put a ton in. I know a lot of people start with the brows, but I never do. So we're just gonna do a little bit, not a lot. My skin is a very light tone. I don't like to make my brows look too front and center because it throws off the whole proportions of my face. They're there, but they're very light. I'm using the eyebrow duo from the kit, and I'm just brushing that through naked first before I dip this into the eyebrow gel. All right, so I'm going to be using the Brow Lift Gel from e.l.f. Pro tip, Benjispoolie. All right, I don't like to do crazy brows, so we're just going to do a gentle brows. And I think that looks good for me. All right, so next we're going to set the under eyes, and I'm going to use the light pink Halo Glow powder and the Halo Glow puff. This doesn't come in the set, but I'm going to use this to set the under eyes, and then I'm going to use the powder brush to kind of do a little bit everywhere else. Okay, do a little bit under the eye, trying to keep my under eyes from creasing too much. We're just gonna do a little bit with the powder puff, and then we're gonna take the pointed powder brush, just do a little bit kind of all over the face. I just want to set it so it's not wet. All right, so all we have left are the eyes. All right, for the base, I am using the e.l.f. Perfect 10. We're going to take that fluffy blending brush. I'm just going to take the lightest brown shade in this palette and blend it all over the lid. The same fluffy brush, I'm just going to take, this is the shade I started with. This is the shade I'll be using now. This is a slightly darker shade on the same brush. And then I'm just going to blend it the same way. Nice and fluffy. I'm going to take it all the way up to my eyebrow because I have hooded eyes. I'm going to dip back into that original shade and do a little bit more transition blending on the outside. And it's okay if it gets a little bit underneath because I'm going to pull some of this underneath anyway. And we're going to do this side and go back in that original shade, go up a little bit higher. All right, and because I'm doing this before I'm going to bed, I'm not going to keep blending that, but you can keep layering that and building it up if you'd like. This is a little heavy here. If you wanted to lighten it up, you could do that, but I'm just going to leave it. Just darken this one up to match it a little bit. All right, and that's fine with me because I'm actually going to smoke out underneath here. So now we are going to switch to the wide tapered brush in the kit, and I'm going to use this shade here. I'm going to pack that all over the lid. I'm going to take the tip. I'm going to go back in with that fluffy brush, and we are going to blend this in windshield wiper motions, or you can do little circles like I like to do, or a combination of both. Great. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my powder brush to get off any of the excess. So I'm going to take this wide tapered brush, and we are going to use it to smoke out a little bit underneath the eye. We're going to go into that darker shade and place it underneath the eye using the precision tip. This might be a little bit too much for you, but I like to look like the undead, so it is not too much for me. Yes, I'm looking very corpsey, and I love that. You can use a thinner brush if you don't want to look undead. I'm just going to take that fluffy brush again and kind of blend this out. My eyes like to water, so I have to be really careful about getting the brushes wet. Okay, so next what I'm going to do is eyeliner, and I'm going to do a wing on the top using the Wing It liner brush, and I'm going to be using the Stay All Night Microfine Setting Mist. This is something that I learned in high school, but you just spray your brush. You're going to dip that right into your darkest eyeshadow, and now you have a really cool instant eyeliner. That way you can turn any color from any palette that you have into an eyeliner. I'm going to do this using the small mirror that I have, and then I'll come back. All right, so here's where we are at. I messed up a little bit on this side, but I went full corpse, as you guys can tell. This side I went out a little bit too far, but that's why you would want to do your eye makeup before the rest of your face. But I just wasn't gonna listen to myself because it's almost the end of the night. So I'm actually gonna take a little bit more of that shimmer shade and kind of cover up some of that eyeliner. And then I brought it into my nose. It's a look I would definitely rock for a rock show. I'm gonna set the face, and then we're gonna go from there. I also have some of the e.l.f. Finest Fleck glitter toppers. I always add that for a little extra bling too. And it doesn't have to just be there. You can add some as like a little bit of a powdered highlight. You can kind of do whatever you want with it. This one is in shade White Hot. Normally I would clean this up here, but because I already kind of did all the face stuff, I'm just gonna leave it. This is definitely a look for like you're going to a heavy metal concert and everyone's gonna be in the dark. You wanna be scary. Look inspired by Kiss, the band. All right, I'm gonna use my little mirror and just do my mascara. Typically with such a bold look like this, I would definitely do fake eyelashes because otherwise this is gonna look kind of out of place, but I'm not doing that at 11 o'clock at night on a Friday. Okay, and like I said before, I would definitely clean this up. If I was going out, I would have done it in a totally different order, but other than that, this is kind of something pretty true to life what I'd wear going out to like a metal concert. So I am just lining my lips with whatever the plum shade is called. It's not on the pencil, unfortunately. Then I'm using this sheer slick lipstick in, I think this is Cherry, over top of the plum lip liner, which is honestly a really nice combo. I really wish I had fake lashes on. I feel like that would really like make it. And then last but not least, I'm going to use the Glow Reviver Lip Oil in, what shade is this? Opalology Tour. And I'm going to put it on my hand and then put it on my finger because I don't want to get this infected with color. Oh, I love this lip oil. It's so pretty. Oh, no, it's going to take that lip sticker right off. Okay, so that lip combo did not work out. The lip oil just took the lip liner off, but you get the idea. I just put some of this back on top, but you could just use any kind of plum. It's like sitting very weirdly on my lips right now anyway. I have really chapped lips and it just kind of like, everything just kind of gets right into the cracks. It's really annoying. But that is the final look. This is definitely something I would wear out to a like rock concert or something with like nice big bold false lashes. And I really kind of want to put some on just to show you guys, but it's so late at night and I really just don't want to. But like I said, normally I would clean that up a little bit. You can kind of see where I got it on. So you should do your eyes first before your complexion. I didn't think I was gonna go this hard on my eyes, so normally I just do my complexion first and like one of like a glitter eyeshadow, and that's it. That's probably what I should have done tonight because it's gonna take me forever to take this off. This set is amazing. I really love it. If you guys need something more affordable, I think this is a great beginner set. Clearly you can do a lot of different things with these brushes. I like that they are dual purpose, and you can do a full face with the entire set. So this would be great for a beginner, for a teenager, for really anybody, someone like me who is the queen of darkness, whatever you like. But yeah, I'll link this down below for you guys, and let me know what kind of looks you want to see next. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.